Julie Kane is the CEO of Democracy Investments, an asset management firm using the Economist Democracy Index to make investments. And also Marcos Buscaglia, economist and author of Beyond the ESG Portfolio, How Wall Street Can Help Democracies Survive. So welcome, Julie and Marcos, for coming. Let's start with the book. Why did you write it? What are your goals with the book?
Well, the idea is that, as you probably know, there has been a democratic recession in the world in the last probably 20 years. And at the same time, portfolio flows to these mostly emerging markets that have been sliding into autocracy have risen dramatically. And the idea of the book was to bring awareness that this was happening, that money from the Western democracies was being channeled to autocrats or wannabe autocrats, and that was helping them to build power. And to show the means by which this is happening, that is mostly through indices and products like ETFs that are indexed to these indices, like JP Morgan's MB or like Morgan Stanley's MSCI, and to propose alternatives of what to do to prevent that. Okay, and you also you want to add a D. Yes. The ESG, I assume that's democracy? Yes. Okay. Well, the idea was where to put this, where to bring this into the portfolio manager's world. And the idea is to mimic what the financial industry has done in the last, say, 20 years to bring back considerations about the environment into portfolios. And that's ESG. And I know that ESG has become very controversial, but the idea that something should be done about the environment is still there. And the idea is, well, in the same way as investors care about the environment, they care about democracy. But they're doing something in their portfolios about the environment, but they're not doing anything about democracy. Let me give you an example. I mean, China was in a 2 years ago added to the WGBI, that is one of the biggest bond indices, government bond indices. Well, that meant $150 billion over 3 or 4 years flowing into the Chinese government's hands. So that's what I want to bring awareness to and to provide alternatives. Right. Well, and I mean, that makes sense, actually, because some of these same principles with ESG would also align with democracy and with human rights and freedom and things like that. Julie, how can initiatives like his impact how you pick your investments?
Well, Marcos's book does a great job outlining the trends in the world, and has every chapter goes into in depth around the bond market and the equity market in different countries, and then he closes it with where is the D in ESG. So the book is exactly reinforcing our strategy, which is we need to be looking at democracy with our passive international investing. I mean, there are trillions following the indices that Marcos mentioned, and we are just passively fueling the growth of authoritarians. Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's a very, very interesting book, and we're heading into the summer where maybe people are taking plane rides and beach, and it sounds like a great book to read. How can somebody find it? The book is written in a way that it's probably good for the to take to the beach, because it's first the biggest part of the book is about stories. Stories of what was happening with democracy in places like Russia, Turkey, and what was happening with markets in the same countries at the same time. So it's about stories, and let me tell you, markets were oblivious to what was happening to democracy, and they were channeling money to these countries. But democracy watchers, like the Economist Intelligence Unit, they were highlighting what was going on in real time. So that's what is puzzling to me, that it's not that we can say we didn't know. We knew what was happening. Yeah, well, I would be the kind of person who'd read the book like that on the beach, though. Okay. Marcos, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Julie, thank you as well. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.